Hello everyone, it's H here for Counter Trend Capital, and on today's video we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500. Before we getting into the video itself, check out the links in the description if you're interested in smaller futures fees. So for this video, again, concentrating on this part of the structures here after the Wednesday 4th low that was put in place in the SP500 index. So again, just to recap, previously we had this sort of an ABC move here, tagging the 1.236 extension, hitting the major target 1-to-1 and 1.236 extension of this five-way move here. And yeah, we got a pivot right from there. And yeah, that was some of the expectations last time. And we did get that bounce now. And now we need to be deciding what should be happening next. So at this point, if we are looking at the time, this is a time comparison, basically comparing this move and this current move. And this is 23.6 here in time, which means that it is 23.6% of the time used compared to this. This is 38.2. Generally, the 23.6 is the minimum, the most minimum I would allow any move to be taking place before I would consider two moves to be similar sized, meaning that this structure would be possible to have as a correction for this one to continue further down. But before that 23.6 is happening in time, I don't consider this to be long enough in time. So for that reason, I don't think this whole structure is finished. I don't think the correction for whatever this is finished. Or of course, this could be a continuation of a previous structure, which was more of a bullish sign here. And yeah, that is definitely still a possibility. So again, what do I like here? I like longs. Why? Again, 23.6 is not hit, meaning that I'm looking for one more leg up and at least one more leg up. And if we are seeing some reactions in the meaningful areas, then we can be looking and thinking about the possibility that this three-wave structure needs another partner leg here. So we would be targeting into the 4100s. But again, we don't need to be discussing that too much at this video yet. So let's focus on this one, what we have currently on hand. Let's close that one and check out this one. So at this point, I don't really have a clear structure here. However, based on the higher degree, my expectation was up. This could be some kind of weird diagonal. I can't really say for sure. There's a couple of ideal things here. One would be, we have a couple of trend lines here. They look like they are converging or contracting. However, it doesn't really fit into the idea that we would have a contracting diagonal, because then this would need to be the largest wave structure, and of course compared to the next structure it's definitely not. And if this was the wave 1 top, where we would have an ABC here, this would be wave 2. And then if that is the case, again we have this channel basically that I have overlaid with the this kind of dashed line here. It's not really contracting either. So I guess we could have this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There's nothing really wrong about that. The only thing is that it's just not really looking too good, right? With that idea still, if we are thinking that as a potential diagonal, we could be looking for a three-way structure coming down, and then we would be looking for those long setups upwards. So again, as I liked the higher time frame place as a potential wave A, B, or in the better possibilities where this would be a 1, 2, we'd be looking for longs at this point. So this here is again comparing this structure here. So comparing this last leg to the first leg over here. Of course, there's a possibility where this would be a three-way structure, three-wave, and then another three-way, which would be bringing us down a bit lower. But I kind of like the idea that we have the high here, since we do have some divergences. If we stop in here, I'm not quite sure. Maybe this is a 3 here, 3 coming down, and then 3 up. That is definitely a possibility. but I would like this 1-to-1 to be hit. If we are looking at this as the pivot points, we can see that we did tag the 1-to-1 extension. I would not really like that we would go up from here, but that is definitely a possibility. This is very shallow for me to go in along at this point. We only tag the 32 here and here. So again, no 0.5 triggered. So again, it's really hard for me to get in here. I would definitely want us to come back to at least test this 1-to-1 43.32 all the way to 42.86. And these would be the areas I would be very much more interested in longing. And at that point again, if we are looking at this box here, we would be looking to target some of the areas upwards, where 1-to-1 here would be 45.28 or 29. That would be the upper top, and here we would have 44.82 as the minimum target. Of course, upwards all the way to the 1.618. So this would be basically the ideal box where we'd be looking for that to happen. Again, this would be getting closer, or this would be getting smaller, this target box, once we actually pivot. But for now, the idea would be that we would be doing something like this. Well, preferably before we take out the lower, of course. But yeah, this would be the setup I would be most interested in now for that to happen. And yeah, we have shifted the market structure here a bit, but overall we are still bullish here. Locally, we took out previous major high. However, locally, we have taken out some of these previous lows. So again, we are more bearish. And of course, you could be waiting for some kind of a market structure to change, taking out this high, for example. But then you would need to be monitoring the drop down before you're allowed to get in. But yeah, that is the idea that I currently have for SP 500, and we'll see if that plays out. If we get back down here, I could be looking for those long setups. But I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover on SP 500 this week. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website on CTC. Links for everything down in the description below. Also, if you're interested in smaller fees, check out the links as well for BingX at this point. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.